players, the excitement, Zach Hyman says, it feels just like a whole new season to you. Do you sense that from your group, just the excitement levels? Not that it wasn't there before, but it's just maybe a little bit higher now for day one of the playoffs.
Yeah, I think emotions and everything gets magnified at this time of year. That's what you put all the work in for, is to earn a spot in the playoffs. I think the big thing is that the league has narrowed. It's gone from 32 to 16, and anytime the league narrows, the quality of play increases. Every moment is magnified, and I think the excitement of our players today in practice was quite obvious.
In the regular season, you're playing different teams almost every game. There's the odd back-to-back, but now you know who you face for the next 2 weeks. As a coach, is it easier in preparation when you know what that team is, and then you can really zone in on stuff? And how do you balance that of maybe not zoning in on too much, if that makes any sense?
Well, I would say during the regular season, you're facing new people, it seems like every night. And as you're navigating your way through the regular season, you're working on or focusing on mostly your team. You present, things to your team that certain teams do well, and you want to negate and all that kind of stuff. But I think most of your attention in the regular season goes to you and trying to add layers to your game. I think for us, and you've heard me say it ad nauseum down the stretch here, but we use each game or each day during the regular season as a dress rehearsal to prepare us for this moment that we're in right now. So as we're in these couple practices to get ready for Los Angeles, not much has changed for us. We continue to work at our game. We're aware of what Los Angeles does very well. We have a plan, but we are steady on the rudder in terms of our messaging and our preparation. And, I think today we had a good day. We're going to look to build on that tomorrow.
Last year you had Darnell Nurse going into the playoffs hurt, obviously, and you had to manage his game a little differently. Does it feel much different with Darnell this year than going in last year? When you knew he was hurt, but he still wanted to play.
Maybe a good question for Darnell. For me, I saw him work through things last year in the playoffs. He's an absolute warrior. What he had to put his body through in order to prepare himself to play was amazing. Leon Draisaitl was no different as the playoffs wore on. But I'm sure that Darnell feeling 100% healthy, that's a good thing. His game this season speaks for itself. I thought he did a lot of really good things, and he's going to be an important part of this series for our team.
Connor McDavid took his game to new heights in the regular season. How exciting is it to see playoff Connor McDavid take his game to new heights? It's good.
Yeah, I'm excited to see our team take its game to new heights. Obviously, being the captain of our team, Connor leads the way, but we're excited about what's the opportunity that's before us. We're quite aware of how strong a team Los Angeles is. We're quite serious in our preparations, and in the end, we want to make sure that we leave everything out there beginning on game one. And in order to do that, that means that we have to have a good day tomorrow like we had a good day today, and we'll take it one day at a time from there.
Jay Skinner has a WHL championship. He has the one kind of in that shortened AHL playoffs a couple years ago. For the NHL playoffs, what are those experiences were?
I think they're important. Anytime you learn to win, it serves you well going forward. He's obviously had the year that he had. He's got the confidence of his teammates, the confidence of his coaching staff, and he's no different than the rest of us. His preparation is serious, but he's looking to keep on keeping on here. He's done a lot of good stuff, and he's looking to build on that as the league narrows.
So if you're playing the Oilers in a series, it's no secret that you want to be as physical as you can on Connor McDavid. So how do you guys sort of balance not being overprotective and letting your power play kind of deal with things, but at the same time drawing a line on what's acceptable?
What do I think, Rob? I think Connor McDavid's one of the hardest players in the National Hockey League, and that's from the benefit of experience of standing behind the bench. He'll be just fine.
He's probably dealt with that his whole life, I would imagine.
I would imagine. But in terms of how tough of a hockey player he is, he'll be just fine.
Are there any secrets from Todd McClellan that you might think, I've seen it all from Todd?
I understand the nature of your question, Jim. Yeah, I know. I understand. I understand.
I'm trying to phrase it a little
Yeah, I understand the nature of your question. The big thing is it's about the Edmonton Oilers versus the Los Angeles Kings. Did we work together for 13 years? We did. But for the last 5, we've worked apart. Both of us have grown in different ways. But in the end, I know they're going to be prepared. We'll be prepared. In the end, it's the Edmonton Oilers versus the Los Angeles Kings.
How much different is it? You say you spend a little bit more time now focusing in on your opposition because that's who you'll play. Fiala's not part of their offense. Didn't skate again today. Doesn't look like he's going to be ready. How much different, and you played the one game against them, is their team without him in the lineup?
Well, he didn't play in the last 2 games against us. I think he's a good hockey player. I think both teams have a lot of really good hockey players. I would say that, during the regular season, we spend a lot of time on working at our own game. Like I said, we're no different in the playoffs. We're working on our game. We're just hyper aware of what some of the strengths of the other team are as well. But that doesn't change. That doesn't mean we're changing. We're going to keep on doing what we do, and he's a good player, and I'm sure we'll see him in this series. But we'll be prepared for it if he's in the lineup.
So it's 11-7. Does it, when you've played LA before and they always match up Kopitar and Deneau, does perhaps dressing 7 so you can get Leon and Connor on another line? Is that a possibility?
You know what? I think our team has demonstrated a level of flexibility going back to last year, certainly through this year. I think we have the necessary people in our dressing room to solve problems on the ice, and we'll see what comes out of our gate opening in game number 1.
You mentioned earlier it's the Oilers versus the Kings. So where do you come out on? A lot of the players are going to have a trim or a shave tomorrow. Would the coaching staff ever grow beards?
Well, I don't know if you'd want to see my beard. It's bright red.
better.
Yeah, no, I would. For me, I always look at it like this. My parents always said you want to make sure that you present nicely. So I'll make sure that I'll be clean shaven. I can't speak for anybody else, but I'll be clean shaven.
So you've seen, Thornton's beard, but you've seen Ekholm's beard.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
I'll tell you a funny story, Jim. When we made the trade for Matthias, one of the first things Mark Stewart, our assistant coach, said is he's got a great beard game. He's got a great beard game. So it'll be interesting to see.